Yeah,
How you doing today?
I am straight. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm really good. How do you like this podcast thing so far?
Hey,
I know we still new at it, but
hey, I think I like it. You know what I mean?
it's
Because
cute or whatever.
it's not that many times that you just get to say whatever the hell you want to say, and then just put it in the universe.
I mean, I do. Well, within reason, work, whatnot, company policies. But I know I like this. This is cute.
Yeah, so we back. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all didn't think we was coming back. Y'all probably thought, man, you know what? They probably just gonna do this little trailer, and they ain't gonna say nothing else.
I have all this hype, but then I created the Instagram, so you know it's real.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Find us on Instagram at Jay and Hater, on Facebook as well. Just throwing that out there.
Plug it. You gotta plug it.
Gotta plug it.
You gotta plug it.
As much as I may forget, so I gotta get that knocked out early.
And if you're listening, just go ahead and like it. Follow it.
Like, follow, subscribe, share. TikTok.
Definitely share.
Please share. Please tell your friends, tell your family. Tell the people you don't like that much, but you feel like they need to hear some real nigga shit. So
in case they forgot who they listening to, who are you again?
I am Jay.
Yeah, and you know, and always it's your boy Hater. So what we talking about today?
So today we are going to talk about how to protect your peace.
Protect your peace.
Protect your peace. You know, people, I don't know if you noticed, but people think that we're like too calm, too happy, too zen. And so I figured we, tell them some trade secrets and stuff.
So you want to tell them how to get their own peace?
How to get your own peace.
Get your peace.
Not a two-piece.
No, you damn sure don't want a two-piece.
No, well, I mean, yeah.
Now, some of you may deserve a two-piece, but don't go get you.
But a two-piece from Church's is...
Hey, it's just something about that biscuit. But anyway.
Man, yeah, well, that's another conversation.
Hey, it's peace in that biscuit.
But yeah, how to protect your peace. And also, if you don't know what your peace is, how you can find it.
I mean, it's key. It's keys out there, man. I mean, look, you just have to understand what it is about you and what you need in your life that'll give you at least a piece of peace. You know, you want to be able to just come home and just be at peace. I'm gonna call it like I call it.
Do it.
I mean, I know some of you live in the drama. I mean, and if that's your thing, let it be your thing.
Misery loves
company. But the one of you that want some peace, I think I got something for you.
Well, I mean, and also your peace doesn't necessarily have to be at home. It can just be your energy, your aura, your vibe. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to just be in a stressful, chaotic situation all day at work or wherever you may be, and then come home and think that's peace. No, your peace can just be within you, period.
Well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So how do you protect your peace?
Man, I say the best way that I protect my peace is respecting my time.
You have to respect your time.
Yo, I mean, look, I look at it like this. If you don't respect your own time, how you expect others to respect your time?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like if you always kind of jumping and running every time somebody call you, how do you expect to ever have any peace?
Exactly. And especially if your first instinct isn't to, hey, I definitely would love to. This is something I'm passionate about. If that's not your first reaction, if it's more of a, oh, here we go, you don't have to do it.
You know, protecting your peace is also, you need to get rid of those negative people, that negative energy around you.
Yes.
If you always see a person and every time you see them, they got something bad to say, that's, it's woe is them, the sky's falling. Yo, it's going to leak into your life.
It is. And it'll make it to where you even get to the point where if you have high points you want to talk about, you don't want to because you either don't get the chance to, or you're like, well, they have all this bad stuff going on. So it's like, I don't want to celebrate any successes or, be excited about anything around them. And it just creates a whole negative vibe to the whole relationship or friendship or whatever it is.
I think the worst thing ever is to downplay your happiness because somebody is going through a miserable situation that they literally put themselves into.
Real shit. I was just talking to my therapist about this because, quarantine hasn't been good to everybody. I mean, COVID aside, it hasn't been good for everybody, and I feel like we've been thriving. So my therapist, I was telling her I didn't have any, I didn't want to say any too much good news because I know a lot of people that are kind of going through it. And she was like, no, if you have something good you want to say or talk about, then she's like, you go ahead and talk about it. It's not your fault that they have all this other stuff going on. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So it's just also not just getting rid of the negative people, but you kind of have to, when it comes to respecting your time, that old saying, you teach people how to treat.
So when you say you have to teach a person how to treat you, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means if, for example, I'm gonna put myself on the spot. I don't like last minute arrangements. When you're able to plan in advance,
Right.
I am one that I would like to have things planned in advance, at least some type of an outline. You can't come to me and be like, hey, I'm having this get together tomorrow. Can you come? Because I'm going to be like, no, I had plans to do absolutely nothing tomorrow night, and I'm going to do absolutely nothing. But the more you let people know, hey, no, if I would have known in advance, then let me know, hey, you got to tell me a little early because I have other things that I have planned to do. And even if you have plans to do nothing, that those are still plans. And so now those that are around me and know me know that, if they want me to be a part of something that they're having, as soon as they can, they kind of let me know.
Yeah.
That way, because just like a lack of preparation on their part or on anyone's part should not constitute an urgency in mine.
That makes sense.
So I'm really big on my time. That's just me. And if I had a friend who had a particular way of getting things done and, navigating through their freaking life, if I actually care about that person, then I'm going to adjust when I can, because that's just a respect thing for me.
Right. So let me ask you another question then. Let me ask you this way. So what other ways, other than telling people hell no, or, respecting your time, what other ways do you protect that peace?
Well, self-care. Self-care is really big with me. My forms of self-care. Self-care could be anything. It could be playing video games. It can be, for me, I like getting massages. Every now and then I like to read. Sometimes I just want to sit on my phone and scroll TikTok for an hour or 2 or 4 and, just kind of zone out and not necessarily have to think of what's going on around me, but just putting my mind somewhere else. It could be binge watching a terrible reality show. There's different types of self-care that it just depends on what you like to do.
Yeah.
What actually brings you absolute happiness and that peace, kind of like your happy place. What is your happy place? Going to Target, that's a happy place. So that being said, what do you think some of your self-care routines are?
Man, I think for me, some of my self-care routine it's definitely video games for sure. And work is probably the most stressful place that I have. So as a person that's in IT, the last thing I want to do is continue to look at a computer after I'm off work. So for me, everything electronic usually just goes off. If I'm not playing video games, I want everything off. I don't want to look at nothing. I don't want to hear it.
Which makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. So, what else other than video games?
Man, traveling for sure.
Whoa.
Traveling for sure is my biggest self-care. I never realized how much I like to go until I started going.
What made you start going now?
Man, I just wonder who.
It was me. So, but yeah, definitely travel because, but the thing is though, it doesn't always have to be a 7-day vacation. It doesn't always have to be a girls trip. It doesn't always have to be a vacay, but it needs to be time where you get away from your humdrum normal life and go out and do something else. Even if that means going on vacation and sitting on the beach every day.
I love the beach, by the way. I never thought that I'd be one of the people that like to lay out with their shirt off.
You're a beach bum.
I'm a bum. I'm such a
with
bum.
Your little leopard swim trunks.
I ain't supposed to tell nobody.
I'm sorry. They ain't see him. I could be lying.
She lying.
I'm not. So Yeah, definitely traveling, and everyone who knows us knows that we love to travel. We just came back from LA this week, and
Would you say that's our favorite place?
LA is definitely, I would almost consider the first home versus the second home because we're there so much. It's to the point now where we don't even necessarily need a map to navigate.
Yeah, that's probably,
which is pretty sad.
That's probably pretty true.
That is pretty dope at the same time. Shout out to LA.
I love it.
Especially Venice Beach. Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Hey,
no.
Hey, if y'all,
oh my God.
I just want to tell y'all, there's a great little dude.
He's not great.
On Venice Beach. Every time we go to LA, I love this little dude. And he's kind of like, how do I describe him? Kind of like
good and terrible.
Yeah. But he's like a cross between Michael Jackson and James Brown. So we call him James Jackson.
Yeah.
But his daddy kind of looks like if Flavor Flav had all his hair and it was in an afro.
And it was full?
Full, yeah. Hey,
yeah.
In the description of this video, I'm gonna put his Instagram and his TikTok. Hey, y'all need to go check this out. I just want to say this little dude.
not doing this.
Yes, hey, I told you I was gonna plug him.
No.
I was gonna plug him.
He was cute about 2 years ago, and now it's borderline embarrassing.
I love that dude.
Somebody needs to check on him. But anyways, so yeah, traveling, back on track. Traveling is definitely, I think, our biggest form of self-care as a couple. And traveling doesn't have to be expensive at all. See our YouTube video for how to get cheap flights.
We'll put that in the description as well for you.
Yeah, and we may just do a travel episode with some different tips and stuff.
Yeah,
I think people may appreciate that,
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you a separate question.
Okay.
So if people don't know what they need to do to try to obtain a level of peace, what should they do?
If you don't know what your peace looks like, if you can't even imagine, okay, what would give me peace, then another thing that we're a big proponent of other than traveling is therapy. So, you may need to seek out a licensed therapist, find out, not just what makes you tick, but what would give you that level of peace, that level of tranquility, and also teach you how, I always tell people I go to therapy to deal with people who don't go to therapy. And I mean, and it's I used to hear that, and it sounds really terrible, but it's so true. So definitely finding your own therapist, and your first one you go to may not be the one for you.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a therapist is like dating. You have to have that perfect match, that perfect therapist that you can get along with and you can tell everything to. Your therapist is literally your best friend. You think your best friend's your best friend? No, your therapist is actually your best friend because they know everything about you and they will not judge you for it.
No.
So they will be able to tell you, depending on their methods, help you realize what your peace looks like.
Right. And if I can slowly piggyback off something that you said, is you definitely have to take your time and to make sure that you find the right therapist.
Yes.
You have to find someone that you can talk to and be comfortable.
And don't be afraid to sever that relationship with a therapist you find and you feel like it's not working. Trust me, they are used to it.
Because you have to go into this thinking that you have to find the best person for you. You're not stuck with someone just because that's the person that you called or that you emailed that gave you a
it's like finding a PCP. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to just the family doctor or the doctor that you know. You have to find the right one for what you need them for. So definitely making sure you find the best therapist. Shout out to my therapist, Dr. Wall. She's amazing.
I've been through 4. The first one I almost wanted to fist fight. I mean, now that I've been through a little bit of the process, I think I've said this before, but now that I've been through the process, I kind of understand what he was going through. But I think at the time, the way that he delivered the message and the way that I wasn't ready to perceive that message kind of led to a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized something within myself that I needed to continue this journey to find somebody for me to give me reason to understand that why I have so much chaos in my life. Like I've always felt that a person shouldn't have to struggle and work so hard just to have a small piece of peace.
True. You shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
You shouldn't. You got peace now though?
I got some peace.
Where you get your peace from?
I mean, I found a little bit.
Found a little bit. I found a little bit too.
Found a little bit.
People probably think we're nuts. They probably think we're hippies or something because we're just so happy all the freaking time. I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, within reason.
Within reason. But I mean, everything's not always, peachy keen with us. We have our moments, but also the way we handle them. We don't put our business out there like that because once you put it out there, it's subject to people's opinions and scrutiny and criticism. And, we're pretty private people for the most part. So, definitely a way you can protect your peace and avoid outside influences. Again, if I have an issue that I want to discuss, especially if it has to do with like me and you, either we talk about it or I'll take it to my therapist. You know what I mean? And I know that it stops there.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to, some of us feel like we want to tell our moms, but then your moms tell their sisters, who tell their pastors, who tell their cousins. And next thing you know, everybody, it's like a game of telephone and everybody know your business. And 99% of the time it's all screwed up. So, that way you're getting, you're getting that consistent advice and that person already knows about your personality and your childhood things you've gone through and things like that. And that way, when there is a little bit of chaos or turmoil, you don't let everybody see it.
Yeah.
And then you can identify what's triggering that and you can make the adjustment and then you can carry on.
Yeah. I think also it gets you to a place where you can understand if this is a battle worth fighting.
Exactly, because everything isn't every action doesn't deserve a reaction. Is that it?
Yeah,
a response.
Like that.
And sometimes you're like, this literally is not worth it. In the grand scheme of things, this is not worth it.
And then also it gives you a moment of pause too, for you to understand are you tripping? You could be tripping.
Sometimes it is you, girl.
You can be tripping, and then you can be like, yo, wait a minute. This isn't even that big, and I'm over here tripping over something that's not even that big, and it's something that you would have normally turned into World War VII.
Mm-hmm.
You would have scorched earth over something that you really was tripping.
But then it also helps you identify when you're like, wait, no, I should be blowing some stuff up right now because this is fucked up. So
So you also have to protect your peace from yourself.
Man, sometimes you have to protect yourself from yourself.
Hey, some of you niggas just like to be in the shit.
Misery loves company.
Some of you niggas just love to smoke.
I want the smoke. Give me the smoke.
All the smoke.
I want all the smoke.
So you have to understand, what it is, what peace looks like to you, and what you have to do to maintain what that peace looks like to you.
Exactly. And it's funny because I feel like people who really don't know what peace looks like look at people who have found their peace and they're just like, what?
You're probably looking at them weird.
Yeah, because you don't understand. But when you find it, and it's funny whenever I talk to people who, and it doesn't necessarily have to be therapy, but they kind of find their peace and their happy place. And when they go from being on one side of the spectrum to the other, and I'll be like, aha. Welcome to the boat.
Figured it out.
Yep. Welcome
to the Matrix.
Mm-hmm. No, not the Matrix.
You want to go to the Matrix?
I don't know about that.
I think we kind of already there.
This whole life is a simulation. We are all living in an actual simulation. Nothing is real.
Too loud and too specific.
Let me stop, because I could go on and on about this simulation.
So outside of
It's not real.
Do you do anything outside of the house? What kind of activities do you like to do? Like, you want to do activities to give you peace?
I like parasailing in Hawaii. That was fun. Getting outside the house. I do like, not necessarily going shopping, but sometimes if I'm having like what I call days where I have a dark cloud over me, sometimes I feel like I just need to be around people, even if I'm not necessarily interacting with people, because I really hate people. The older I get, the more I hate people. Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm like him with people. I really hate people.
I feel like I'm turning into that nigga that screamed, "Get off my lawn."
You turning into Stanley?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I hate all y'all niggas. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. If I don't approach you, please don't say nothing to me.
Please don't talk to me. But sometimes I feel like I need to be around people, see that other stuff is going on. So I may take a stroll through Target, or to the mall. Really more. I'm turning into a farmer's market bitch. So.
Oh,
I love a good farmer's market.
Oh, you walk around with your nose in that.
I walk around with my nose and my nose can't be in the air because I got allergies. But yeah, I love a good farmer's market. We should go Sunday.
Hey, let's do that.
Yeah, we can do that. A good brunch. I love a good brunch with a good mimosa. I don't know where that accent came from. Every now and then I just need to have some girl time. Go hang out with one of my female friends.
Oh,
and talk about how niggas ain't shit, and then I'm like, yeah, girl, niggas ain't shit, and I'm like, okay, I'm going home with my man, girl, bye. Oh, that's so shitty, but it's real. But other than that, I don't. Like I said, I like getting my massages. Oh, I am my mother's daughter, so I like getting my hair done. I like getting my nails done, even though I haven't. Bougie. I'm not bougie. Okay, I have. Is it bougie because I have standards? No.
I guess not.
It is what it is, darling. But just I like being a girly girl and just going to look cute or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
What about you? You don't leave the house. Well, you do.
I'm gonna tell you something that I showed you about a couple of weeks ago that I really love whenever I'm not feeling at my best, and that's when we take that night ride through the city. Man, we just riding and just hitting the highways, just let the music play, and we just riding and just not thinking about nothing. Sometimes we ain't even talking, we just ride.
Spotify and ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this, that I used to do that a lot back home when I lived in Waco. Shout out to Waco, I guess. Nah, for real, shout out to Waco. Proud of the South Side. You cannot say that. And stop laughing. And I was having a particularly dark day that day, and I know you knew it. And so when we took that ride, and it was like 10 o'clock on like a Wednesday. It was definitely needed. The Cafe Brazil ruined it because it was trash money.
Never going over there.
But just things like that. Just
I think also for me too is, I try to still go to the gym a little bit. I wish, hey, if Corona wouldn't have ruined everything, I'd probably still be playing football, but that's kind of slow at the moment.
That's what I was. Yeah, you do like to go play foosball with your friends.
Yeah.
So we want to hear from you guys. What do you guys use as far as like a form of self-care, how to protect your peace? So hit us up at the email, jandheda@gmail.com, or you can comment on any of the, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, soon to be on Apple Podcasts. Do you have any closing words for the viewers, listeners?
I just want to tell y'all, get you some damn peace.
Man.
We'll catch y'all niggas next week.
Next Thursday.
Thursday, we be back.
Bye.
Yeah.